Thousands of years ago, on dusty trading routes between Mesopotamia and Egypt, people exchanged grain for goats, salt for cloth. There was no cash, no coins, only promises and reputation. When a farmer handed over wheat, he wasn't just trading crops. He was trading trust. If he cheated, word spread. His name lost value faster than any currency ever could. That ancient truth, that trust equals wealth, still drives every economy today. It's what Benjamin Graham meant in The Intelligent Investor when he said the market is a voting machine in the short run, but a weighing machine in the long run. Your reputation, your decisions, your discipline, those are the weight of your wealth. Fast forward to the kingdom of Lydia, around 600 BCE. A bold idea emerged: stamped pieces of precious metal guaranteed by the king himself. For the first time, value was portable, measurable, and universal. This invention, the coin, turned trade into civilization's engine. But coins weren't just metal. They carried meaning, power, authority, belief. When you held one, you weren't holding gold. You were holding confidence in the system. And confidence, my friend, is the real currency of every age. That's why in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki reminds us, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Because when confidence is lost, whether in an empire or a household, wealth evaporates.
Rome rose on silver and gold. Soldiers were paid in coins stamped with Caesar's face. But greed is a silent tax on trust. When emperors began to debase the coins, mixing cheap metals to stretch supply, inflation was born. The people lost faith, prices exploded, and the mighty empire began to crumble. Sound familiar? Every time a nation prints money faster than it produces value, it walks the same road as Rome. In The Richest Man in Babylon, George Clason warned, "A part of all you earn is yours to keep. Save first, spend later." That's the antidote to inflation inside your own life. China, 1,000 years ago. Merchants tired of carrying heavy coins invented paper money, receipts backed by real gold stored elsewhere. Convenience met confidence, and the idea spread across the world. Yet every innovation brought temptation. Kings and governments realized they could issue more paper than gold, borrowing from the future. Every crisis since, from medieval collapses to modern recessions, began when promises outgrew proof. Still, in the ashes of every crash, something greater rose: wisdom. Each failure taught humanity that wealth cannot be printed. It must be created through value, service, and vision. And that's where Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill enters the story. Hill studied hundreds of self-made millionaires and found one law deeper than economics: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The mind is the mint of money. Your thoughts are the presses. Your habits are the coins. Close your eyes for a second. Picture every billionaire you know: Buffett, Musk, Dangote, Oprah, Dalio. Different paths, same principle. Each built an empire on an idea before building one with money. Ray Dalio writes in Principles, "Pain plus reflection equals progress." In other words, financial growth is emotional growth. The lessons that hurt the most teach the wealthiest truths. Remember when you lost money, missed an opportunity, or made a bad purchase? Those moments weren't setbacks, they were tuition. And the richest minds pay attention to the price of their mistakes. Let's step back. Imagine standing in a museum, looking at a 1,000-year timeline of money. Cowrie shells, coins, paper. Credit cards. Crypto. Different forms, same goal. Transfer of value. But if you zoom in closer, you'll see something else running parallel. The human journey from survival to purpose. Money evolved because people wanted freedom. Freedom to choose, to build, to dream. That's why The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel says, doing well with money isn't necessarily about what you know. It's about how you behave. Behavior. Not income, not intelligence. Behavior is the lever that turns effort into wealth.
When money met mindset. Now, let's tie the threads together. History gave us the how of money. Mindset gives us the why. Every wealthy person you admire mastered both. They studied the lessons of the past, inflation, trust, creation, and combined them with the psychology of action, saving, investing, giving, building. In Babylon, wealth was simple: earn, save, invest, repeat. In our era, wealth is complex, but the rules haven't changed. Only the distractions have multiplied. Social media tells you to chase quick gains. History whispers, patience builds empires. Advertisements scream, buy now. Wisdom replies, own assets, not liabilities. Kiyosaki's rich dad wasn't just a character, he was a mirror of every mentor who understands delayed gratification. The poor dad wasn't ignorant, he was conditioned. Conditioned to trade time for money instead of using money to buy time. And that's the turning point for every viewer listening right now. You're not late, you're not stuck, you're standing where every wealthy person once stood, between knowledge and action. Let's jump to 1929, the Great Depression. Banks collapsed, markets crashed, millions lost jobs. But out of that chaos came a generation that learned the discipline of saving, investing, and gratitude. When Warren Buffett was a child during that era, he watched people rebuild from nothing. He learned that wealth isn't the absence of struggle, it's the mastery of response. He read The Intelligent Investor as a teenager and absorbed its timeless law. The intelligent investor is a realist who sells to optimists and buys from pessimists. In other words, be calm when others panic and humble when others brag. That mindset has created more billionaires than any invention in history.
The digital dawn. Now the story moves to our century, the age of credit, crypto, and clicks. Money moves faster than thought. Algorithms trade billions while we sleep. But underneath the noise, the rule of value remains. You earn when you solve problems. Jeff Bezos didn't just sell books. He solved the pain of scarcity. I can't find this anywhere else. Elon Musk didn't just build cars. He solved the pain of dependence. We need cleaner energy. Wealth follows value like a shadow follows light. So ask yourself, what problem do I solve? The bigger the problem, the richer the reward. Because wealth isn't stolen or wished for. It's earned by impact. Your turn. You've walked through thousands of years in just a few minutes. From barter to Bitcoin. From temples of gold to digital ledgers. And in every chapter, one truth never changed. Wealth begins in the mind, grows through discipline, and lasts through wisdom. So today, look at your own story. Where do you place trust? What do you value most? Are you spending to impress or investing to progress? Because the hidden history of money is really the hidden history of us, our fears, our dreams, our evolution. In the part 2 of this class, we'll uncover the modern secrets billionaires live by, the habits, philosophies, and mindset rituals that turn ordinary people into extraordinary creators of wealth. The continuation that dives into billionaire mindset, emotional triggers, and step-by-step actionable lessons drawn from Think and Grow Rich, the principles, and the psychology of money. So make sure to get your note ready as you uncover these powerful secrets.